Well, good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Jim. How are you?
Well, I'm good. I'm glad you added the Jim there because normally when we do the greeting name, rather than just the greeting, I mean, it'd be good if you got it right, from the outset. That'd be wonderful. But let's not worry about that. Yeah, there's a champion in the distance, if you can hear him. So we're here today talking about your good old fashioned, well known item. Something that we've all had, given, or at least put together once in our lives, and that is ham in a bucket.
Ham in a bucket.
That's right, Sarah. Ham in a bucket.
Can you please elaborate on ham in a bucket?
Well, I understand that you're asking that question for our listeners, so
Yes, definitely, just for the listeners.
that's right. So, I mean, to get a really good, wholesome, classic ham in a bucket, you just need one of your garden variety buckets.
Mm-hmm.
The kind that you find in the garden.
Yeah.
Any sort, really. And also some garden variety ham.
Yes, ideally perennial ham, because if it's not, it won't be in bloom.
That's absolutely right. So if you always make sure to check for the porcelain, and because otherwise, it might not be authentic.
Yes, my favourite part of ham is the porcelain. If I don't have porcelain, I don't have ham. It's some shit, some porcelainless shit.
Exactly. So essentially, to put it all together, it's not too complicated a process. I mean, here's one that I prepared earlier. As you can see, it's got legs.
And a handle.
Yes. And what a handle it is.
Yep. So plasticky.
And, well, it's actually iron, would you believe? Inserted into plastic. It's quite the bourgeois bucket.
Oh, how fancy.
Yeah, it's kind
Sorry, I didn't realise I was with the King of England.
Oh, it's okay. And as you can imagine, very heavy iron inserted into cheap plastic is going to last a long time.
Yes.
It's not going to rip through it in any way. But back to the ham in a bucket. So, again, garden variety bucket. Just pick it out of your garden as you normally would. Similarly with the ham, just waiting until it's in perfect bloom. Pick it off. Always remove the cellophane.
Always.
Really important. You remove the cellophane, pull it out of the porcelain, and so make sure that your bucket is in a steady position. You don't want it on its side. You don't want it upside down. So making sure that the open faced circumference is pointing toward the sky. And just drop that ham right in. Just drop it right in there. And you've got yourself ham in a bucket.
And what situation could you use ham in a bucket for? Just for the listeners, because I feel like they might not know.
I mean,
I definitely know.
I'm starting to be concerned that you don't actually know what to do with ham in a bucket. I mean, who has not been at a funeral? Okay, who has not been at a funeral or at a bar mitzvah or at Christmas or even just a get together, and at least someone somewhere has walked in and handed you ham in a bucket? I mean, we're all familiar with this, Sarah. You don't have to make idiots out of the listeners, okay? Let's not fuck around with these people. They're intelligent. They know what they want. And what they wanted this morning was just to know how to put together fucking ham in a bucket, okay? Okay? And just because you're a bucketless twit doesn't mean that other people are as stupid.
I mean, yeah, fair enough.
All right. So moving right along, if you did want to give this to a person, people often wonder, I've been asked many times in my life, what is the etiquette?
Etiquette.
Yes. Is what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Both times.
Definitely.
I like to repeat myself.
Yes.
What is the etiquette, Sarah? I'll ask you. I'll throw to you. What do you think the etiquette would be of presenting ham in a bucket?
I feel like you would just put it at their feet and run away.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. God, you're a fucking jeez.
So I'm so sorry.
You should be. Apologise again.
I'm so sorry.
And again.
I'm sorry.
That's honestly, I don't think that's enough, but we'll go with it.
Well, that's what you got.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
There's
something wrong with you.
I forgot to add the part where you scream as you run away.
Okay. Look, realistically, Sarah, let's get down to brass fucking tacks here.
Oh, not brass tacks.
Well, that's where we're going. All right. Ham in a bucket is a simple process. Since time immemorial, I mean, you can just go with logical deduction, all right? We started a long time ago, back in the day, rat in a field mouse. We all know that one, okay? After that, we evolved to
chicken in a wardrobe.
Chicken
obviously.
in a wardrobe, yep. We're all aware of that. Then chicken in a bathrobe. Some really, unusual folks out in the mountains went with beef in a bathtub, but
that's just weird.
It's so strange. But from there, obvious logical progression, ham in a bucket. And what do all of these have in common? You hand them to the person.
You drop them at their feet and then scream and run away.
Where did you hear this?
That is just my family's tradition. I'm sorry that you don't have that, because what's the point?
All right. Well, on air for the first time in a long time, you're going to hear me offer my condolences to you, because I can unequivocally say that you are the only family who presents their ham in a bucket with a scream and an escape route. So my condolences to you, and Sarah, I present to you this ham in this bucket.
It kind of smells weird.
Well, it's been curing for 7 or 8 days in the sun.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's not a fresh one, but I mean, in all seriousness, given your situation, what deeper respect could I give to you than a sun-aged ham in a bucket
full of off ham?
It's not off, okay? If it was a ham out of the bucket, fair, it would be off. As it stands, it is a sun-aged ham in a bucket with legs, cast iron handle. I give it to you. Here you go.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're fucking welcome. And now you are no longer a bucketless, hamless fuck.
Yeah. I feel like my life is complete now.
I'm glad for you. So we've been talking ham in a bucket. If you need more tips and tricks for your ham in your bucket, get in touch. Leave a comment. Let us know.
Or just write a letter and scream and run away.
Don't do that. That's specifically something that Sarah's family does, and it will be stamped out over time when the relevant authorities are eventually alerted to that. So we've been Jim and Sarah.
Yep, that's our names.
What we do is we say goodbye to the listeners. Sarah, how fucking long have you been doing this?
Goodbye to the listeners.
Oh.